So I think we are right now prepared to be doing the second match of today that was played at the same time as we were streaming the match between the Mantas and Three-Eyed Odin, and it's gonna be Shelty versus SunTzu. You can see that Shelty gonna be picking up set. A little Loki for SunTzu. That's a bit interesting, but it's gonna be because of the map. So I need to be also right now putting on the blinder so that you are not spoiled by how long the game is going to be. Much more importantly, just hopefully the recorded game is gonna be working, because sometimes on Midgard for some reason they don't. So far it seems alright. So I'm glad for that. But the god choice is gonna be for Shelty, definitely because of the map. As Egyptians are obviously really strong on Midgard, it's pretty much like an eggy map all across and all around. As well, so far it's gonna be pretty good position for the dog. You can see exactly into the corner, and also having a threesome inside. In pretty good position for the shore, so this is really helpful for him. As for the opponent, it's gonna be fairly similar, as the players are spawning basically top down. Sometimes they can be spawning like on the sides, and that's making the fishies a bit more tricky and not all that simple in there. So well, nonetheless, wow, that's a really good TC actually right now for Shelty. It's gonna be really helpful if he decides to go for some early second TC for a bit of more booming than you might be even maybe expecting. So nonetheless, all the way into the middle, that's gonna be right now Shelty with the hyena offset, looking for the gold. So far, this is quite far away from him. His starting gold is, wow, that's one of the worst golds I've seen on Midgard for a long time. Like, really, look at that. Where are the towers? Where is the TC? Where is the gold? This is a really good map for SunTzu, though. Definitely quite nice. And, well, all the way to the bottom side, that's going to be a gold mine for SunTzu, but he really doesn't mind all that much. But considering Shelty and potential set, shift in sense, it might be also important to be protecting it somehow. So we'll see a bit later, I guess. And Benimusus, well, I have already cast that other game, so casting it for the second time, not sure it making all that much of a sense. So you can be enjoying it on YouTube already, so rather we would be casting some new games. And since we do have a tournament session, just gonna be right now continuing with a bit more tournament. We'll see how long the games are. Maybe Shelty was just trolling us, who knows. That's gonna be seen about that. You never know in this community what's going to happen. But Shelty is not exactly like that, so I'm gonna be assuming he's truthful about all of it, as this combination of gold and TC yet again really good. So I cannot help the fact that this is not a bad map for him. At the same time, looking at the gold mine, the starting one, it can be protected potentially by the TC on the left flank. So in case Shelty is gonna be able to get there quickly enough, and sets usually do advance quickly, there's a bit of a chance it might not be all that much of a disaster. But if he really goes for a bit of water and SunTzu is gonna be going for a bit of raiding himself a bit earlier, then this gold is certainly open for business. And of course that business being abuse. Okay, TC behind the forest line. Wow, really hugging the forest, kinda weird. Because imagine if you were having a forest fire, for example, on this TC. Oh well, a bit of an interesting spawn, not entirely all that comfortable with that, if I were a player against a Thor or Odin, but that's not the god in this game. So you're gonna be looking at the amount of fishing spots, of course, not too high on the right. Okay, map getting a bit trickier for SunTzu. I hope it's not in the very corner. He's gonna be checking it out. No. Okay. So it seemed like that he got a bit unlucky. He's gonna be somewhere close here or close there, but really this is not the spawn that he definitely wanted. One fishing spot on there. That's gonna be threesome here, a bit further away, but definitely fish are better for Shelty. That's really kinda weird. It shouldn't be spawning this way too much. SunTzu probably got unlucky, but he got lucky with the other parts, like the gold, like this. So I guess something for something, but at the same time, this is kind of screwing up the start pretty much. But we'll see how well this is gonna be going for him. Probably will be resulting into Shelty advancing a bit faster. He is right now gonna be dropping the tempo already. The opponent as well, and we right now need to be clicking this, because the hotkeys don't work here when we are in the recorded games. And also be putting a bit more information in here on the top, if you are interested, when we're gonna be switching into point of views of the players potentially. So Shelty is gonna be right now still not advancing and still missing plenty of resources there. So he's gonna be taking his sweet time, 5+ apparently. His opponent though is already apparently building temple a bit too late. So he might have been wanting to advance even a bit earlier, but maybe he was just going for the extra dwarfy, why not? Definitely also a bit of a chance for him. Thank you very much for the follow a bit earlier. the SVR. And Heimdall, interesting decision. Is it like that he's gonna be wanting to rush Shelty? I mean, like, looking at the gold, I can understand that. Can see that even the towers are not gonna be that helpful, as Shelty is having a bit of a look around. I hope this isn't bugged. I hope it isn't. So far everything is working fine. So no. So it was apparently some bug in Shelty's head. Hope he's not gonna be taking that the bad way. But, well, that was a bit of an interesting idle time there. Definitely with so many villages. Right now he's even effectively blocking himself with that one villi moving in the other direction. That certainly didn't help too much either. As he's moving away and around for that woodline, realizing the problem with the pathing in there. And gonna be apparently empowering for a bit longer here. Nonetheless, there's gonna be Ptach at about 5:30. Maybe slightly less, like about 5:20. Obviously, opponent is going for the 2-temple build-up and build order, as the vision is still available, right? Yes. So he's probably gonna be jumping on the gold. But the gold is well positioned for him. Well positioned indeed, and there are the fishies, yeah. They were definitely nearby, but basically on the furthest spreads, I'm thinking. So SunTzu got a bit unlucky. This is probably gonna be like the furthest spread that they can be. And he unfortunately just exactly got that. And he wasn't sure, or he wasn't looking for it quickly enough. And as the opponent, he kind of got the better spawns, even though this is also kind of funny. Usually the threesomes don't spawn that further away from each other, all of them. But at any rate, so far it seems that SunTzu will be able to handle it, because he's already moving for the gold. And it will be funny if he's actually gonna be shifting away exactly when he's gonna be getting ready on the gold. That will be really something, but it seems like that SunTzu is gonna be missing it. He's gonna be jumping on the wood line. Yeah, that seems like a whole lot better. And the reason for that is because the villages are gonna be also a bit more pressed against the forest. So therefore the escape route is gonna be a whole lot harder for them. Okay, so the tower is gonna be getting filled. You can see a few Hersers already fighting, for example, against the Pharaoh and everything like that. But they're gonna be obviously killed as they are mopped upon by all the animals. So basically 2 Hersers already killed. But it's at the expense of a god power. So it's not anything all that cheap. And of course all the empowerment by the Pharaoh. So it's not like it's completely and utterly for free for him. So to the top, the Hersers are gonna be able to get rid of this tower, which is of course quite a huge help, as right now they have a free field of attack. And does he know about this, really? Oh no, he doesn't see the gold. Game ruined. Game ruined. Damn, that's completely horrible, he didn't scout well enough. Imagine how he would have played if he knew about the position of the gold. And the position of the towers being so far away. He would be just instantly camping on the gold like 100% of the time. And nobody would be caring about shifting sands on his base. Wow, that's unlucky. That's so extremely unlucky. I cannot even put words into it. But well, at any rate, they're gonna be right now put actually back. It seems like the villagers fought back ever so slightly. So it's gonna be getting a bit more trickier with a few more priests coming forward. And Shelty finally preparing for a bit of defense in there. As on the water, it seems to me that the cabinets will be able to get rid of the water battle. As apparently there is still auto queue for at least a few longboats. So few are there and definitely prepared. Trails to the top, it seems that this is not gonna be all that extremely long lasting. And the Radiant will have to probably stop or maybe just really switch into the right flank once he's gonna be finally getting rid of the tower in there. Also, thank you for the follow, Viceroy Carlo, or rather Viceroy. Viceroy? Probably. Not sure, but definitely Carlo at the end there. So far, it seems like that Shelty is gonna be able to defend quite alright at this point. Whereas to the bottom side, the water, that's gonna be maybe a bit of an interesting battle, but I don't think that SunTzu will be wanting to fight for it all that heavily. He's just gonna be getting a few more boats and using the defender's advantage for him as long as possible. Areas on the left, few random boats just looking for a bit more to be catching from the depths of the sea. As well in the middle, it seems to me that with the defenses that Shelty is gonna be well prepared, and of course with the Axemen already right next to shoreline, or shoreline next to the wall, and the gold, they are already in pretty good spot to stop exactly the onslaught of all the units. Yep, and the tower here, even though it's a bit random and therefore could be probably destroyed here and there, the X-Men are gonna be making sure it's not gonna be getting all that simple. So this gold is gonna be at this point really quite safe. As it was completely and utterly unsafe in the early stages of the game, it would have been really ideal and easy to abuse, but unfortunately SunTzu did not see that and did not scout it, and therefore he just couldn't abuse a really good map that he was having. No, really good map. Like, the fish were kinda bad for him. It didn't stop him too much, but the gold would have been terrible. Absolutely terrible for Shelty, because the next gold mine for him is like where? All the way there. That would have been completely impossible for him to keep it safe. So that's really unlucky for him. But apparently that's gonna be already where SunTzu decides to be calling it. And I can understand him, because the start didn't go well. You can see that he's already lost the water, and the economy just wouldn't be getting all that much better, especially since Shelty is the player that he is. But maybe just a bit more fight could be had. Though losing the water at like less than 9 minutes, that's not entirely that good enough. And that's gonna be a huge bonus. Like basically parallel economy for him, extra TCs for Shelty, and you can see side now leading by 400 points. Gold is gonna be safe. But he doesn't have that much actually gold still at this point. He's having 300 there, 400 left, or rather 500 left here. So he would have to switch into TC, but considering the gold mine on the left side, it probably wouldn't be all that much of an impossible task for him. It really could have been the case there. Well, nonetheless, interesting game. Interesting spawn of Midgard from multiple points of views. And just basically another proof. Scouting is paramount in the game, because you cannot use what you don't see, and there certainly was an option that SunTzu could have been using in this game. All the way to the top, we are looking at Shelty with winning all of it. Just the Mythology always gonna be better for Loki, with the Hersirs getting increased amount of favor from the battles. So 3,500, or rather 3,200 there. Bit and bit better civilian unit high, obviously because of all the water economy that at the end SunTzu was already of course losing all across. Okay, so Shelty is gonna be having even more army in the end, but it's kinda easy with getting the free animals and everything. With his opponent able to kill only 6 units, unfortunately. Yep, just didn't get any kind of good trades going, and just kinda couldn't, and Shelty was already prepared then a bit later. Kinda really late advance from Shelty, considering what kind of alright map he has, or rather he had. But Midgard is always a bit ticky on the food, so it's not that surprising completely. But usually you see sets advancing a bit faster. But that is often on different maps than this. Yeah, you can see how he was running away with his echo due to the better fishing and everything. And while the army wasn't bad for SunTzu, turned out that Shelty's raiding and the animals actually help reasonably enough in the early battles. Okay, GG.